Karen, first I want to say thanks very much for coming in to talk to us as one of our graduates. So we'll just go right ahead and get into some of the questions. So did you have any hesitations prior to joining our program?
Yes, I did. I had a lot of hesitations. I had been through a tough period for about 2 years and thought that even though I knew I needed to make changes, thought that the expectations of the program would be more of a struggle for me. So I was not like a willing participant in the program to start off with.
That's interesting you said that. So what made you decide to actually join the Eat Real Food Academy?
I knew that I was at a place where I needed to make changes, and I came in to see you for an appointment, and you suggested it to me as something that you thought I would be ready for, and that would be a benefit to me, and I trust you and the work that I've done with you in the past, so I committed to going to the 3-hour session.
Yeah, you took the plunge.
I took the plunge, yes.
So what changes have you noticed in your health?
Huge changes. I noticed changes in, I guess one of the most important ones for me was I had less anxiety, which is not something that I was expecting to experience in the program, and I really didn't realize how much anxiety I had until I started having less. I lost some weight, I've lost inches. I wake up refreshed now. I remember I would sleep for 10 hours and I would wake up and be tired still, and I never understood why I was still tired when I would wake up. Now when I wake up automatically. I don't need the alarm and I'm ready to go. My energy level throughout the day is higher. I don't have the dip in the afternoon where I just want to crash. I don't have that anymore. So those were some of the immediate changes that I had in my health. I think something that came later was changes in my digestive system and my processing of food.
Yeah. And do people say things to you that you wouldn't have noticed by yourself?
Yeah, definitely. People will come up to me and ask me what I'm doing because they've noticed a difference in my skin and they'll say my eyes have changed. Just my overall presentation, I think, has changed, and many people that I work with and family have commented on that.
That's great. And I think those are common things that a lot of people experience when they go through the program as well. So what specific feature did you like best about the Eat Real Food Academy?
I think after the first initial 3-hour session, you kind of left with a lot of information, but it wasn't an overwhelming amount of information. But I think the daily clips that came through on the Facebook feed helped, because it was, just a little bit of information at a time, so I could process it as I was ready to process it. And found each little feed or clip, like the one on the MSG and what MSG does to you, was just that much more information that made me make another little change, or convinced me to make another little change. So it took away, I think, what could have been an overwhelming process, and made it
into kind of small segments doable for you. Yeah, definitely. Can you comment on the format of the information delivery?
So for the 3-hour session, I went expecting to be told to give up pasta, to give up bread, to give up chocolate and cookies, and to not be very happy about it, and that was not the way the information was presented at all. So for me, that was a positive, and what was positive, I think, was the way Carolyn told the story about her experience with changing and eating real food, and then you provided the biological information that supported the benefits of eating whole food, and just the way the information wasn't, you never said once, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. You basically said, if you make these choices, this is what will happen to your body. So I felt that I was given the control to decide how I was going to enter into the program and how I was going to make the changes. So I was in control of the diet. The diet wasn't in control of me. That was probably for me one of the biggest things that I liked about the delivery of the program. And you said, some of the things that you said that don't think about what you're giving up. Think about the food that you're adding to your diet, or the food that you eat daily that you wouldn't have eaten before. So it's not about giving up; it's about adding.
Yeah.
And how you talked about there's not perfection. So if you do make a slip, it's not like everything's lost. So I think a lot of the presentation was very supportive in providing control to the participant in the program. That's what I got from it.
I think people aren't used to having the experience where they have so much choice in it, and we just kind of provide the information that helps support those positive choices for them.
Definitely. Yeah. So I think for me, I left knowing that I was in control. The diet wasn't in control, and I don't even like to call it a diet.
Yeah.
But
for sure. What has surprised you the most about your Eat Real Food journey?
The biggest surprise for me is that my whole relationship with food has changed. I used to be controlled by food. I, would look forward to having my sugary snacks or my pastas or my breads. I had to eat on a schedule, like I had to eat my lunch, my breakfast, my dinner at a certain time, and if I didn't, I was not happy. And I would think about the food, like the poor food choices, which I never thought were poor food choices at the time, but I would look forward to eating different things. So food basically controlled me, and now I feel definitely a reversal in that I feel in control of the food choices that I'm making, and I'm responsible for the food choices that I'm making. So I think that for me was one of the biggest changes, my relationship with food. And I was telling Carolyn the story of my daughter's birthday party where we had cupcakes for all of the kids at the party. And in the past, I would have eaten a cupcake there with all the icing on it. It was a beautiful cupcake. Then that night, I would have gone home and my daughter was in bed and eaten another cupcake, and then kept some in the fridge and eaten them until they were gone. That's what I would have done. And at the party, my husband, I didn't have a cupcake. Had no desire to have a cupcake, which was the first surprise for me. And then when my husband said, "Oh, I'll take the rest into work," I said, "Okay, that's fine." Whereas in the past, I would have gotten upset with him for even suggesting that, because I wouldn't be able to eat them. And I never even thought twice about it. I did take one to put in the fridge for my daughter for later on, and it sat in the fridge for a week, and it wasn't calling me. In the past, it would have been calling me, and I would have felt that I would have to go and eat it.
Yeah.
And I ended up throwing it out because she forgot, didn't know that it was there, and I couldn't have been bothered with it. So that was a big aha experience for me. I realized then that my relationship with food has changed.
Yeah, definitely. That's amazing.
So, that was really powerful.
Yeah. And compared to other things that you've done in the past, would you say the kind of ease of doing this has been like?
Very, very easy. And that's something, one of my hesitations in joining was that I thought it would be another struggle to add on to some of the struggles that I had. And I found, like, within the first week, I was surprised at how easy it was. And I think it's because I kept thinking about what you and Caroline said, that it's not about what you're taking out, it's about what you are adding in.
Yeah.
So, extremely easy. And extremely easy if I do make a choice now, like I made a choice in Prince Edward Island to have some cow's ice cream, and I ate it without guilt, because I didn't eat it just because I had to eat it, but I made a choice to have it, and I enjoyed it, and I think so. I lost it there.
That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it was definitely a conscious choice for you
Yes.
versus an unconscious kind of drive that was happening
That's right.
before.
The drive, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. What would you say has been your biggest challenge?
My biggest challenge, still sometimes eating, when we do eat out, sometimes I haven't been particular about saying, like, grill it in oil, or grill it in butter, or grill it in olive oil. Like, I'm not asking those questions, so I think I'm getting things when I eat out that I wouldn't have if I wasn't eating out. And sometimes the balance between I'm spending more time in the kitchen, I'm spending more time grocery shopping, and less time eating out, so I don't know about these. But I'm spending more time in the kitchen, more time preparing food. So now I'd like to bring the activity, I'm trying to bring the activity back into my day, and I find I'm spending more time now in the kitchen, so there's less time. I have to find time from somewhere else to get that balance in place.
Yeah, for sure. And that I think will come over time as you get more comfortable as well. How do you make time to prepare real food?
I'll prepare the next day's meal at night once my daughter's in bed. I'll do a lot of the prep work. I'm becoming better at planning. I have got a few go-to meals, so I started using some of the recipes on Carolyn's website, and so like the fajitas is something that is kind of like a go-to. I found, and I was surprised to discover this, but if I have vegetables in the fridge and some sort of protein, I can put something together whether or not I have a recipe. So I can just like roll up some vegetables, throw some meat on the barbecue, and there's a meal. So it doesn't have to be difficult, whereas when you're sometimes when I was dealing with like the pastas and all of that, you had to have a lot more ingredients in your house. Once I find now if I have the staples in my house, I can pull something together.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Can you comment on any successes or flops in the kitchen?
The flops would be zucchini chips. I burnt them to a crisp. Successes in the kitchen, I think like the fajitas, eating the fajitas without wraps, and enjoying the taste. Some more barbecuing and grilling recipes.
Yeah. Would you recommend the Eat Real Food Academy to others?
I have. I have recommended it to some other people. People were noticing that there was a difference in me and asked me what I was doing. So, I talked to them about the program. Some people in my family, my husband has been following the program and he's dropped a size. My mother came to visit me and was not very happy to discover that I got rid of my toaster, and she saw almond butter in the fridge and had no idea what it was, and was questioning what I was doing. And when she started to see there were changes, she started the program too and has lost 18 pounds.
Wow.
So my dad's also been doing it. So definitely it's changed my life. I can't say enough positive things about the program and the effects that it's had for me. So definitely I recommend it.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anything else about the Eat Real Food Academy that you would like to share?
I think just that I'm surprised that the changes that it did have. And I remember sitting in the session and one participant saying it changed her life, and I was pretty cynical still at that point. I'm like, how could this change your life? It's ridiculous that something like this could change your life, and it has truly changed I think because I have more energy, I can do more with my daughter. I can plan those meals better. I have more energy to do the prep work for the meals the night before, whereas before I wouldn't have the energy to go into the kitchen to do that prep work.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Karen, for sharing your story with us.
Thank you.